I'm Joey and this is Oatmeal, and I want to tell you about in 1998 when I was 13 years old. I was at a GameStop store in Hillsboro, Oregon with my father and maybe also like my brother and maybe my two sisters or something, and it may have been around Christmas time. I think it was 1998, and I saw a Neo Geo Pocket Color, and it's like a Game Boy. It's like, you know, a handheld video device where you can play the video games. So I was at a video game store called GameStop, and I told my father that I really wanted it and I really wanted to buy it, and I think he just like he bought it. I think it was about $70, and I was playing this fighting game on it for the next like few days or the next few weeks, and I really liked this one girl, and she had this dress, and the dress would like move, and I was like, oh no, I could almost see her naked when she does like a kicking move, and I really liked that as a 13-year-old. Anybody would, you know, men do, but like I would like play the game for that mostly, and also to, you know, try to beat the game because I like fighting. You know, I like girls and I like fighting, and I was really trying to beat the game, and I was really into the game, and I really liked the girl because she's a girl, and I was fighting the game, fighting, you know, the people in the game. You know, the game wasn't like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. It was some other like game that comes from Japan or something, and I was trying to beat the game, and then like somewhere near the end of the game, or I don't know because I don't know how long the game is, but somewhere near the end, I think, like there was like a really hard guy to beat, a really hard boss battle, and I really wanted to beat the guy, and then like I wasn't fast enough, and I would just you know, I would button smash. I would, what do you call that? Button mash. I would press a bunch of buttons and try to hope that I would do the right moves, and I would just like, and then I really wanted to win, and it was just so hard, and I was like so frustrated and so angry, and I really wanted to win, and I wasn't winning, and so I took the game console, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and I just I threw it, I bashed it, I just moved it over, you know, I just like, I was angry, and I think I broke it. So it's like, you know, maybe my father would come in and like say, oh, man, you're a horrible son, yeah, I like Ricky more, at least he's tall, and he, you know, he went to Oklahoma and stuff, and then he became an engineer, an airplane engineer. Oh, I like my other son more than you, Joey Arnold. Yeah, you broke that $70 thing, which is a lot of money in some countries other than America, other than, you know, here. You know, I was born in Forest Grove, Oregon, of the United States in 1985, and I wasn't born in a really rich family. I'm white. My skin is white. I wear glasses. My father wears glasses. My older sister wears glasses. My mother and my other sister and my brother don't wear glasses. So half of my family wear glasses. So it's like we're nerds. And so maybe my father could be like a nerd and get really angry because nerds and geeks can get really obsessed, like OCD, like you know, obsessive and controlling, and it could be like a disorder, and that's OCD, and bipolar, like just like the Titanic, just tip over into a temper tantrum, and you'd be like really angry. You can be really angry, and people do, and then some people, they end up being the inspiration behind the show Criminal Minds, which I'm actually watching now, and I'm really into that, and it's really sad when you lose your mind, and some people think I lose my mind because I got holes in my screen and holes in my brain, and especially when you eat video games. I mean, when you eat candy and you get that, you know, the artificial flavors, but you know, you don't want to lose your mind. But I think I lost my mind, and my father could have been like crazy at me, and he could have been like punching me and hitting me like an abusive like father that he was, verbally speaking, not really physically, but sometimes he was a little physical. Sometimes he would pick up dishes and throw them and stuff, and that was okay. But I mean, not okay, but at least it could it could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not laughing now, but it's kind of funnier now, and it's not really funny. But I'm just saying, like, looking back at things, you can kind of find humor when you look back at things, when you try to relive your life and not to dwell in the past, but to try to really learn from the past. And so I'm here trying to tell you that I broke that dang thing. I broke the Neo Geo Pocket, and I don't think I ever got it to work. And my father didn't actually come to me, and I don't know if my father ever knew or something. He was just happy to put some joy in my face, some temporary happiness for me, just for a little short period of my life. And then I guess, sometimes that's what my father would do. He would try to, buy, things. And, my father would always say, like, that he, at least maybe one time he said this, like, maybe when I was about 10 years old or so, in 95, my father was like, I think it's better if like, I buy a bunch of little things, for Christmas, for all you, for you kids, for you kids out there, for you kids, and instead of like one big present, and I would say to my father, no, it's better if you just buy one big present for, like, at least for me, for the whole family, like, buy me something, on behalf of the whole family. That I would, kind of think that way, and I still kind of do, and like, oh, and that's why, a lot of people think that I'm really selfish and arrogant and stuff, because I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about myself all the time, and like, oh, I want this, I want that, oh, I want to be the best, I want to be the next Michael Jordan, and Michael Jackson, and Bill Gates, and all this other stuff, and you're so selfish, and stuff like that, and you should go to a mental hospital, and people tend to say that to me, and I say, and my father would be more like, thinking, oh, let's, buy a bunch of little presents, and that would be a little bit better. And, maybe that would be. Especially if, like, you can have a lot of good memories from a lot of little presents, except, I would think that the little presents are less significant and not so good, because it's like, what are you gonna buy? Like, oh, I get a sock. Oh, yeah, I get a toothpaste. Oh, I get a little dot. I don't know. I get a little toy. I get clothes. I get underwear from my grandparents or something. And that's like, it's nice, but it's not as cool as something big. And we always want something bigger and better. And I really wanted to beat the game. I can't remember the name of the game. If I saw it, I could tell you, because I can remember what it looks like. Kind of like Street Fighter, something like that. But for the Neo Geo Pocket and Color. And I was really sad, so I just threw it and I broke it, and I was really sad. And I think it was really interesting that I was able to get it. And I kind of wish that I would have just, like, could just get the money for my father. Like, oh yeah, just give me money. But it's like, some people, like, he doesn't want to, like, just give me money. He wants to buy me something, and then that's okay. Then you have it, and then maybe you could sell it. But when I was younger, I didn't really know how to sell things, because nobody taught me. So I couldn't really, like, go to eBay, and I don't think there was any eBay in 1998. There may have been other websites, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there was, but I didn't know, because I was only 13, and I wasn't really a real geek or nerd who could, like, do computer hacking and stuff. With people tend to think that I'm some kind of computer nerd, because I'm on Facebook and YouTube and on the internet all the time on my laptop, and so they think I can just, like, crack into the government websites and do stuff like that. But I'm not. I know a little bit of HTML, but that doesn't make me a computer hacker. And there are two kind of computer hackers. There's the good ones and there's the bad ones. There's the one that kind of, they help people, and they do things, but they're not really trying to kill people or destroy things. And then there's the ones that are destroying people and stuff, or trying to or something. So please remember, there's two kinds of computer hackers. And me, I'm just like a wannabe filmmaker. And I like to make videos about my life, and then I like to go on rabbit trails, talking about a bunch of other things really, really quickly, and I try to talk really fast. like the guy from who's the guy with the glasses, Tom Greaves or something. With the he does TV shows where he no, not TV shows, but like on YouTube. He talks about history and stuff, and it's like a flash course of history. And Al Green, no, Al Green, I don't know. But anyways, I'm just a man. I'm 29 years old. It's 2014, and I pray that I don't continue to like pick up stuff and throw them like you know, throw it like I did before. And it's like you know, really. Now I throw this because I think I'm not gonna break it, but you know, we really don't want to lose our mind sometimes. I mean, we want to be in control. Now, I tell people I am in control, but sometimes people think I get angry, especially like in real life. Sometimes when I talk like this, and I'm trying to be persuasive and enthusiastic, and you know, I'm trying to persuade people, trying to make them think about what I'm thinking. I want to brainwash them, not really, but you know, kind of. But you know, like I want them to think about what I'm saying, so I try to like use my hands like an Italian person. Like, you know, you cut off the hands of an Italian person, you tie them up. They can't talk because they have to move their hands. Like, Mamma mia, I want some Italian food. I want the paparini, I want the pepperoni, and I don't see die. And I really do like the accents of the Italian people more than like American people. They talk more flat, monotone, like a robot, like a puppet. I don't know, how are you doing? Not everybody. I mean, there's different accents in America, like the South and like Texas, and hey, I'm about to bust one. I'm gonna go hunt a deer, and I don't know exactly. And there's the African Americans people, and they have like, yo, what's up in there? I'm gonna hood, yeah. I'm gonna do something really cool. And that kind of like sounds like the people from Africa too. They kind of have the same accent, kind of. And yeah, people from California. Hey, bro, I'm from California. And yeah, the people from New York, and they're like, hey, yeah, I'm from New York, and I'm part mafia, but because you got a lot of mafia people in New York, maybe some, I don't know, but and some of them are from like what is it, Italia or something, Italy or something, and the people in California, like in Hollywood, you got people who are like Jews. At least that's what they say. I don't know exactly why, but you have all these different accents. And why am I talking about this? I don't know. What am I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. I just hopped off the train, hopped off the bandwagon of drinking. That's what my father would always say. Oh, I'm gonna hop off the wagon. I'm gonna stop drinking, but it never does. But you know, you don't want to have that kind of cycle. Man, I forgot what I was talking about. This is why people edit videos, because they kind of like, you know, they don't know what to say, and it's kind of hard sometimes when you don't know what to say. But I was just trying to tell you about some things like you don't want to lose your mind. You don't want to lose your mind sometimes, and you want to be good. I was telling you about myself, and I was telling you that I'm persuasive, but I'm not too persuasive. And I was telling you about accents too, different accents around the world, like Australia. Hey, I'm from Australia. Wanna go out to crocodile? Yeah, wanna go out to crocodile, man? Something like that. Canadians will be like, hey, I'm from Canada. I'm from Canada. I'm about to tell you that I'm from Canada, eh? Alright, something like that. I'm not really good at accents, but I want to be really good at accents. I don't know what kind of accent I have. What kind of accent do I have? I don't know. Hopefully a good one. I really don't know. But I really don't know. But I just wanted to tell you today about my story. In 1998, I was 13 years old. I was a horny little boy. I don't know. I was like Austin Powers, maybe, like Harry Potter, maybe, like, oh, yeah, baby, yeah. I'm gonna say every day, I'm gonna kill you, Father Mon, because you totally scared me for laughing like this guy. I don't want a cup of tea. I'm like a British person. I want a cup of tea. Would you like to have a cup of tea with me? I like the accents of the people from other countries a little more than Americans. I was trying to tell you that too. And I just like to inherit the best qualities of the whole world. I like to be more of an international person and not just an American English teacher in Vietnam since 2012. Came to Vietnam 2 years ago. But I'm not just an American. I'm from America, and I've been there so long, so I don't really need to go back. I would like to go back, but I also would like to help people since I was 8 years old back in 1993. I want to help people, and people are always like surprised and they're like, why do you want to help people? I thought you were selfish. And you think I'm selfish, but I'm really like, I really like trying to help people, but people don't always see that. But it's like, you know, too often we're like blind and we're arrogant and we're ignorant and we're deaf and we can't really see what's there. And a lot of things like we can't really see because we can't see everything and we're not perfect and we don't know everything. So we can't really think that we know everything. So we got to be a little more objective about things. And I like to talk fast, but this is normal for a lot of people. But talking fast is a lot of fun because when you talk faster, it's like you have adrenaline, you know, just like you have some momentum when you start to go faster. You feel like a rap person. I feel like I'm like Eminem, yo, I was in the back in the hood, I'm back and I should. I went to the George is attacking the Jude, and I'm a junior, the man, went to the van, see the land. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm black all over again. I always want to be tall and black in the NBA, but it never worked out, so I'm sorry. I just end up like being like a serial killer, like the people on Criminal Minds. I killed my own guinea pig. Two of them. Oh, actually only one of them. It's like one was named Oreo, and it was like around 1998 or 1999, and she was like so lonely, and so you know, you have this girl, this female, you know, and she was lonely, and she was calling out to me, and saying, hey, I'm lonely, I want to sleep with you. So I slept with her. And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, where did you go? After all I've done for you. You ran away? But actually, I looked behind my back and there she was. I squished her. I squished the girl. So it was the first girl that I slept with, and I killed her. Her name was Oreo. And you're like, oh, you're a murderer, you should go to jail. And I was like about 13 or 14 years old, about 1999 or so. And you know, that was what, 15 years ago? And half a life ago. And I was so sad, but you know, I'm just talking about a guinea pig, a rat, a rodent, you know, like a mouse, like a big, you know, squeaky animal, you know, in a cage, sleeping in my room, you know, in the cage, next to my bed, but it was crying like a Tuesday night, maybe, and I was so sad. Now I'm talking about another story. I can actually make another video about this, about all these rabbit trails, all these side stories that I'm talking about. But it's like, there's a connection. See, I overreacted. I reacted too quickly. Like, I had the Neo Geo Pocket color, and I threw it. I threw it on the ground. Bam, like a smooth criminal. And I broke it. And then, because I reacted quickly, because that's the kind of person I am. I have intuition, I think on my feet, I like improv, you know, comedy, just like, I like Wayne Brady, and whose line is it anyways. I want to go fast, I want to think on my feet, and I want to do what I can as fast as I can. I'm like the gingerbread man. I'm like Humpty Dumpty, unless if I fall down off the wall and you can't put me back together again, because you have all these videos and all the things I do, and if I die one day, you won't be able to put together all the stuff that I've been working on, and you just like throw it in the trash can like you do with Humpty Dumpty. But that's okay, I don't know. It's not okay, I'm lying to you again. But, I'm trying to say, you know, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, I think really, really quickly, and then I make bad decisions. Like, when I make a video, I just talk, and I might say stuff that I regret if I talk really quickly. Like I'm some kind of wannabe rapper. And so basically I'm going to try to connect this video with the other story, you know? I broke the Neo Geo Pocket and color, and I broke my guinea pig. I killed the guinea pig. And it was sad because I just like, you know, I think, and I take her and she's sleeping in my bed with me, on my bunk bed, and then I roll over and I roll onto the guinea pig, and I must have squished her while I was sleeping. So it's like, it's kind of like destroying a Neo Geo Pocket color. It's like, oh man, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Ah, you know what I'm saying? But that's life, and we we just got to do whatever we can to try to make up for our mistakes, because that's how the cookie crumbles. And especially with my hair, like, you know, you see, I cut my hair on my own because I want to save money, and that could be like one of the negative parts about me. Things that I need to work on in my life is that I try to save money, but you know, that's not really a bad thing. But if I try really too hard, you know, if I try too hard, I've heard my older sister say this to me, like, you know, you might try too hard to be funny, or try too hard to, you know, do certain things, and so that could be not so good if you try too hard to do things. I mean, you gotta try hard in a way, because that's what Michael Jordan always did, and a lot of people, you know, you try your best. Working on what you got, working on the gifts and the talents and the abilities that God gives you. But, however, it's like, if you try to abuse it, or if you try to force other people to believe in you, then it could be bad, because then you try to manipulate people in the wrong kind of way, which is something that some people do. People manipulate, which I run into people who manipulate me, and they say things like, oh, you gotta buy a bike, and then they take the bike and they steal the bike, or they want you to work in their neighborhood, and you're working in the Tongbin district, and then you tell them, oh, I'm gonna work in District 4 of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, and then they become angry, and they start to call you crazy, and you're a loony bin, you're a loony bin, you're a loony tune, you should go to the loony bin, and you're out of your mind because I won't help them. Or other people say, oh, you're so dirty, because I wouldn't help her at her school out there past the Chua Thuc district, and these are just examples of certain things that's been happening recently during the past 2 years in Vietnam. And I'm not here to be too negative, but I'm here to say, you know, like I'm learning, I'm trying to learn, like my mother told me recently in an email that like you need to not talk too much to people. Don't tell them too much, because like information can hurt you, hurt them, hurt you. You know, it's like, because like one time my mother, like she told some people, like the police, or like what do you call it? The people that like I can't remember what it's called. But you go there and you try to find help, and because my mother was telling people about my father, and basically like my father is an verbally abusive, alcoholic kind of person, and then so he wasn't really the best kind of father. Like most of the time, he wasn't. Like, you know, he would yell at my mother, and it was really hard to sleep, especially for my siblings. For me, it wasn't as hard. The younger I was, the easier it was. I was in my own world, playing with my fingers, my hands, like, hello, how you doing? Look, there's a head here, and a hand's here, and the hand, not like this, but like the whole body. In my own world, in the land of make-believe, in the land of the universe, in the bonus land, and all the different kind of, like, the Power Rangers, and all the different things I would play when I was younger. I was in my own world, but my father was still my father, and when I got older, I started to realize who my father really was, and it was kind of like a wake-up call, and I started thinking, okay, I really don't want to be like that when I get older. And so my mother was trying to, you know, find a way out of this bad situation, because like my father pretended to be like a Christian and had a Bible, and yet, like, you know, my father was adopted. He was like, his father was born in like the Netherlands, and they in like 1908 or something, and they went to Canada like 1916, and then to America like about 1919 or 1920, and then he probably got married eventually, and my father was born in 1950, and then his father like died in like about 1953, and so my father never met his father, and my father was adopted and raised in like a Mormon family, and then later, like my father was going to high school, with my uncle Jim Williams, and then Jim married my mother's sister, and they were going to the Umpqua Community College in Roseburg, Oregon, and my father was going after my mother, and then they got married eventually, only like partly because of like my older sister was about to be born, and they got married, and I'm not here to like, oh no, you're telling all the family secrets, and then the family goes and they watch this video and they're like, oh, we hate you, we're not gonna talk to you anymore. And I feel like you guys don't really talk to me anyways, but so I kind of like, I go to another country because I run away from like the kind of family that I don't really have, because I feel like I'm kind of like treated differently, like because I'm the crazy person kind of thing, and so because I dwell in the past and I make these videos and I want to be obsessed about the past and stuff, and so I'm like in my own world, and so people in my family, some of them, at least at times, they tend to like not understand me enough. They kind of do, but so then I'm like, I don't really care, and then I do things that I shouldn't because I'm like crying out for help or something kind of thing. And I'm trying to say, what am I trying to say? Let me think. I'm losing my mind right now. Not really losing my mind, but I'm here to say, like my mother was trying to find help, but then like after she goes and she talks to the people and she told them about what was happening at home, but they would come back and they would like start to say things that didn't really happen. They would tell the police, oh, there's a bad situation happening between like my mother and my father, but that wasn't really happening. And so it's like my mother said, the conclusion of the story is, don't really say more than you really need to, because sometimes when you tell people certain things, they react poorly. They don't really know what to do with the information, and they pick up the information like a Neo Geo Pocket Color and throw it on the ground like I did when I was 13 years old in 1998 in America, because I'm an American and kind of thing. But no excuses, but it's life and we gotta learn from it. But hey, what you gonna do? Hey, I'm the Fawns from the Wonder Years. Wonder Years? No. From Happy Days. Happy Days. Oh man. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy day. Thursday, Friday, happy day. Saturday, Sunday, happy day. Monday is today. No, today's Tuesday. Oh, jeez. So, if you ever buy a Neo Geo Pocket Color for Christmas, like I did when I was 13 in 1998, don't throw it on the ground. 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 Don't go there, don't go there, girlfriend. Don't go there, don't go there, girlfriend. The beast is that way. You wanna come pay tickets to the gun show? Oh man, I'm sorry. Are you still Billy? Are you still hanging out with your mother? Oh, are you still hanging out with your mother? Oh, me and Janet. I'd rock your socks off. I'd like to rock more off. Luke, I am your father. Sorry, sometimes I like to do the little, I try to think of some things that I know that I think are funny, and then I just say it because I think it's funny. And if I go and watch it again, I'm like, you're telling the joke about you're telling an inside joke about this, about that, and if I don't like it, I'll pick it up like a Neo Geo and throw it on the ground kind of thing, what I'm saying? Oh man, what a crazy world we live in. What's gonna happen? You got China stealing oil from Vietnam. You got the Ukraine and the Russian